the whole reason I started studying this was to fix my acne. Now I noticed that certain foods were making me break out. So what I do to test them is I'll make sure not to eat any, like let's say if I want to test flaxseed oil, I won't eat any flaxseed oil at all for say a couple weeks or a month. Then I'll eat a lot of it. Now that's just the way I test it. Now I can't tell you to do that because let's say if some people have really bad, severe allergies, I mean like really bad, and if you were really allergic to some food and you didn't know it and you ate a bunch of it, it could put you into shock, and I mean it could really kill you if you ate too much of a food that you're allergic to. So don't like just all of a sudden take a food you've never eaten in your entire life and eat tons of it. But let's say if you have been eating wheat, you've been eating it, gradually up your intake, and if you don't notice any symptoms, then, if your symptoms don't get worse, then you're probably not allergic to that food. But let's say if you had acne like I did, and you want to test wheat, gradually start upping your intake of that food and see, is my symptoms getting worse? And if they start getting worse, then that means you might be allergic to that. Then you want to totally quit eating that food and see if your symptoms start getting better, and give it say 3 weeks or a month to see if that, it's going to take about a month for a food to totally get out of your system. I mean, I'm not saying out of your digestive tract, but totally out of your body. It might take a month to totally get out of, for that allergen to get totally out of your body. So that's the way you test certain foods, is you don't eat the food for a long time and then eat it and see if it causes a reaction, or else gradually up your intake. So if you've never eaten a food before, don't just go pound tons of flax oil and see what it does. But flaxseed oil is probably good. It takes a long time to test these foods for your genetics. That's why I've given a list of the foods that I'm 99% sure was causing my acne. And the ones that I say probably most definitely, those are the ones I've tested a bunch, and I'm pretty sure that those will cause a reaction no matter what. Because see, it's really hard to test an exact food, because if you're making a meal with a bunch of different ingredients, it's hard to keep track of which, let's say if you started making a new kinds of food, a new meal, you go into a new phase, like you made a new batch of soup, or you got into making hash browns and fried squash and onion, you change up your recipe and you start adding a bunch of garlic in there and start adding this and that. It's hard to keep track of all these different ingredients. That's why your food journal, you have to write down in your food journal, especially if you have acne, you have to write down in your food journal, because as long as you write down in your food journal every single day all the ingredients you eat and the condition of your skin if you have acne, eventually, say over 3 months, you can look back and you'll start to see patterns. It's like, okay, every time I eat cooked garlic, 2 days later, I break out. But you might have to have a food journal that's 3 months old before you're going to be able to see these patterns. Now, you can get quicker results if you want to go super more strict. If you just want to stick to the clean foods, like if you just want to, the best way for the quickest results if you have acne is to find some foods that you're not allergic to. Like let's say potatoes, for me, I know that I'm not allergic to those. I know I'm not allergic to olive oil, and I know I'm not allergic to lettuce or carrots. So the best way to test for acne is to eat super, super clean, to eat foods or do not give you a problem, and eat them in the right combination. And so, it might take you a little while to figure out these clean foods, but if you follow the clean foods list that are probably 100% safe for acne, if you can stick on that for a couple weeks and cut down on your amount of salt, then your skin will probably start clearing up. And the best way to test is to get your skin 100% clear, and then take the foods that you suspect and add those back to your diet, see if your acne comes back. And it's going to take 3 days for the food to actually turn into acne after you eat it. And it depends on the type of food, but it takes at least a day, 1 to 3 to 4 days, somewhere between there, depending on what it is, to turn it into acne if you're gonna have an allergic reaction. So, okay, so if you're kind of skeptical about the food allergy thing, just think about it this way. Okay, poison ivy is a plant that grows. Now, just because the plant grows on this earth doesn't mean that it's fit for us to eat. And so that's why your genetics come into play. Just because somebody eats a food, it doesn't make them sick, doesn't mean it's not going to make you sick. Everybody's genetics is different. Some people aren't allergic to poison ivy, but poison ivy is a plant. If you just touch it on your skin, it's going to look like acne. It's going to make you break out. Breakouts is your body eliminating toxins through your skin. It might even be a visual sign to let you know that there's something toxic. But I think that mainly your body's just saying, let's get rid of this. The fastest way to get rid of, just send it straight through the skin. Just like you're sweating. If you're sweating, you're sending stuff through your skin. That's why some people might say, exercising and getting sweaty is what caused my acne. That's not what caused it, but that might have made it happen quicker because you had the toxins there, and then sweating brought the toxins to the surface quicker. But if you would to get rid of the toxins to start with, then the sweat wouldn't have made it break out quicker. I mean, whenever your skin's moist, it becomes more permeable. And so if toxins were gonna go through your skin, if it's more permeable, it's easier to get, your body say, hey, it's easier for us to send it out this way. Also, if you have bad acne, first you want to cut out whatever is making you break out to start with. And then to help get the acne to stare out, then you might want to take long baths in salt water, or just take long baths and get your skin permeable so that the acne to stare can go ahead and get out, make it more permeable to get out. But the main thing is you got to find these foods that you're allergic to. And I'll have a list of those, like chocolate. I know it's the oils in the chocolate bars that causes acne in a lot of people. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that chocolate causes acne, but if you have acne and you do eat a lot of chocolate, that'd be the first thing I'd cut out. Also, if you have acne and you eat peanut butter, then cut that peanut butter out. Peanut butter is another major one. So cut out chocolate and peanut butter right off the bat, like cut those out. Also cut out wheat, that's another major one. Cut out soybean oil, that's another one. It's in all kinds of dressings. So you want to cut those out right out the bat. And so it could also, those are the major ones that you just want to get those out of your diet right away if you have acne, right off the bat. And just totally quit eating those for at least 3 weeks. And so